From translation, RSV Revised Standard Version. This 56th day of the year. Today we are reading passages Numbers 33 to 34. Numbers chapter 33, verses 1 to 56. These are the stages of the people of Israel, when they went out of the land of Egypt by their companies under the leadership of Moses and Aaron. Moses wrote down their starting points, stage by stage, by the command of the Lord, and these are their stages according to their starting points. They set out from Ramesses in the first month, on the 15th day of the first month. On the day after the Passover, the people of Israel went out triumphantly in the sight of all the Egyptians. While the Egyptians were burying all their firstborn, whom the Lord had smitten among them, the Lord executed judgments upon their gods. So the people of Israel set out from Ramesses and camped at Sukkot. And they set out from Sukkot and camped at Etham, which is on the edge of the wilderness. And they set out from Etham and turned back to Pi-hahiroth, which is east of Baal-zephon. And they camped before Migdol. And they set out from Pi-hahiroth and passed through the midst of the sea into the wilderness. And they went 3 days' journey in the wilderness of Etham, and camped at Marah. And they set out from Marah and came to Elim. At Elim there were 12 springs of water and 70 palm trees, and they camped there. And they set out from Elim and camped by the Red Sea. And they set out from the Red Sea and camped in the wilderness of Sin. And they set out from the wilderness of Sin and camped at Dophkah. And they set out from Dophkah and camped at Alush. And they set out from Alush and camped at Rephidim. And there was no water for the people to drink. And they set out from Rephidim and camped in the wilderness of Sinai. And they set out from the wilderness of Sinai and camped at Kibroth-Hattaavah. And they set out from Kibroth-Hattaavah and camped at Hazeroth. And they set out from Hazeroth and camped at Rithmah. And they set out from Rithmah and camped at Rimmon Perez. And they set out from Rimmon Perez and camped at Libnah. And they set out from Libnah and camped at Rissa. And they set out from Rissa and camped at Kehilatha. And they set out from Kehilatha and camped at Mount Shephah. And they set out from Mount Shephah and camped at Haradah. And they set out from Haradah and camped at Machiloth. And they set out from Machiloth and camped at Tahas. And they set out from Tahas and camped at Terah. And they set out from Terah and camped at Mithkah. And they set out from Mithkah and camped at Hashmonah. And they set out from Hashmonah and camped at Mosroth. And they set out from Mosroth and camped at Benijarkan. And they set out from Benijarkan and camped at Hor-Haggidgad. And they set out from Hor-Haggidgad and camped at Jotbatha. And they set out from Jotbatha and camped at Abronah. And they set out from Abronah and camped at Ezion-Geber. And they set out from Ezion-Geber and camped in the wilderness of Zin, which is Kadesh. And they set out from Kadesh and camped at Mount Hor, on the edge of the land of Edom. And Aaron the priest went up Mount Hor at the command of the Lord, and died there in the 40th year after the people of Israel had come out of the land of Egypt, on the 1st day of the 5th month. And Aaron was 123 years old when he died on Mount Hor. And the Canaanite king of Arad, who dwelt in the Negeb in the land of Canaan, heard that the people of Israel came. And they set out from Mount Hor and camped at Zalmonah. And they set out from Zalmonah and camped at Punon. And they set out from Punon and camped at Oboth. And they set out from Oboth and camped at Ijebarim in the border of Moab. And they set out from Ijebarim and camped at Dibon-Gad. And they set out from Dibon-Gad and camped at Almon-Diblatime. And they set out from Almon-Diblatime and camped in the mountains of Abarim before Nebo. And they set out from the mountains of Abarim and camped in the plains of Moab by the Jordan at Jericho, on the east side of the Jordan by Jericho. And the Lord said to Moses in the plains of Moab by the Jordan at Jericho, "Speak to the people of Israel, and say to them, when you pass over the Jordan into the land of Canaan, then you shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you, and destroy all their figured stones, and destroy all their molten images, and demolish all their high places, and you shall take possession of the land and settle in it. For I have given the land to you to possess. You shall inherit the land by lot according to your families. To the large you shall give a larger inheritance, and to the small you shall give a smaller inheritance. Wherever the lot falls to any man, that shall be his. You shall inherit according to the tribes of your fathers. But if you do not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then those of them whom you let remain shall be as barbs in your eyes and as thorns in your sides, and they shall harass you in the land where you dwell. And I will do to you as I thought to do to them." Numbers chapter 34, verses 1 to 29. The Lord said to Moses, "Command the people of Israel, and say to them, when you enter the land of Canaan, this shall be the land that shall fall to you as an inheritance, the land of Canaan as defined by its borders. Your southern border shall be from the wilderness of Zin along the side of Edom, and your southern border shall be at the eastern end of the Dead Sea. Then your border shall turn southward from the end of the Dead Sea, and shall go to the foot of the hill, which is on the south side of the valley of Achor. And the border shall go on to Hazar-Adar, and pass on to Asmon. Then the border shall turn from Asmon to the brook of Egypt, and its terminus shall be at the sea. For the western border you shall have the great sea for a border. This shall be your western border, and this shall be your northern border. From the great sea you shall draw a line to Mount Hor. From Mount Hor you shall draw a line to Lebo-Hamath, and the continuation of the border shall be to Zedad. Then the border shall continue to Ziphron, and the terminus shall be at Hazar-Enan. This shall be your northern border. For your eastern border you shall draw a line from Hazar-Enan to Shechem. And the border shall go down from Shechem to Riblah, on the east side of Ain. And the border shall go down and reach to the shoulder of the sea of Chinnereth eastward. And the border shall go down to the Jordan, and its terminus shall be at the Dead Sea. This shall be your land with its borders round about. Moses commanded the people of Israel, saying, This is the land which you shall inherit by lot, which the Lord has commanded to give to the 9 tribes and to the half-tribe. For the tribe of the Reubenites according to their fathers' houses, and the tribe of the Gadites have received their inheritance, and the half-tribe of Manasseh has received its inheritance. The 2 tribes and the half-tribe have received their inheritance beyond the Jordan east of Jericho, toward the sunrise. The Lord said to Moses, These are the names of the men who shall divide the land to you: Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of Nun. And you shall take 1 prince of every tribe, to divide the land for inheritance. These are the names of the men: of the tribe of Judah, Caleb the son of Jephunneh; of the tribe of the Simonites, Samuel the son of Ammihud; of the tribe of Benjamin, Elidad the son of Kislon; of the tribe of the Danites, a prince, Bucki the son of Jogli; of the tribe of the Manassites, a prince, Haniel the son of Ephod; of the tribe of the Ephraimites, a prince, Kemuel the son of Shifton; of the tribe of the Zebulunites, a prince, Elizaphan the son of Parnak; of the tribe of the Issacharites, a prince, Paltiel the son of Azan; of the tribe of the Asherites, a prince, Ahihud the son of Shelomi; of the tribe of the Naphtalites, a prince, Pedahel the son of Ammihud. These are the men whom the Lord commanded to divide the inheritance to the people of Israel in the land of Canaan.